In this video, I'm going to show you the simple 2-word formula to never regret your decisions from the past again and to live a happier life in the future. And these words actually impacted my life so much that I had them tattooed on my wrist to never forget them. And these words are Amor, Fati. Let me turn around the camera. Actually, right now I'm thinking about wearing all black and showing you my wrist is probably not the best setting to talk about happiness. So let me change that. That's better. Also, it's a bit dark here. Much better. Way more happiness. Back to Amor Fati. Amor Fati is Latin and it means love of fate, or as I translate it for myself, love your fate. It means accept and love what is. And this can sometimes be a difficult endeavor. Because why should we love what is when we can be angry about what is not? Or can regret what we could have done or could have become? Regret and anger are comfortable emotions because they are familiar to us. To regret decisions or the past flow of your life inherently means that you interpret this life situation you are in now as negative. And you desire to go back and edit circumstances to a better outcome, or that you could travel back in time to alter key points in your life that would lead to a better future. You assume that through hindsight you know what the best ultimate outcome is and that things would have gone differently, and you wouldn't find yourself in a regretful or loathing situation like this. And with this you create resistance and you can never fully accept the present. You're with your mind in your past and you assume that if you cling tightly enough and be careful enough, you can prevent a worse future. But with all this, you resist more and more and find yourself in a tug of war, dreaming of a better future and regrets of the past. Let go or be dragged. This is something I needed to learn again and again. Years ago, I was in financial struggle, rock bottom with debt piling up and no income, even though I worked my ass off 20 hours a day for months. My relationship back then fell apart because I couldn't pay my part of the rent anymore. I was at home constantly and with my mind at work constantly. So I took on a second job to earn a bit on the side, and I remember that summer day where I was about to leave for that work and I couldn't leave the house. Something stopped me. I physically couldn't step out of the door. I broke down and I felt completely shattered. I was about to experience my second burnout and I loved it on the inside. All these intense feelings of being useless, of not being a provider in a relationship, of not being able to produce anything of value, and to lose my relationship on the way too. What amazing, intense feelings of being useless. And I rested in them for a couple of weeks, while my mind was racing what I could have done differently. I should have done this. I could have done that. I couldn't even rest while I was in between total numbness and the stress I put myself in. So I hopped on some get-rich-quick schemes and tried to avoid the situation I'm in. And then it fell on my lap. Amor Fati. Love your fate. Everything in the past led to this moment. Every decision I made led to this situation to teach me a lesson. And I had only 3 options. Change it, leave it, or love it. I tried to change it. Didn't work. I couldn't leave it because I cannot leave something that was inside of me. So I needed to learn to love it. Want what you have. To want or love what you have is inner peace. How powerful is a beaten down opponent that still smiles at you? By not loving what is, we try to change things that are probably not changeable. Or we try to avoid change in general. But don't fight change. The only constant in the universe is that everything changes. New things are constantly born from change. Amor Fati means that you're aligned with nature. And there's nothing more nature loves than to alter the constant state and make new stuff like it. Everything that exists is born from a constant change. And I like to constantly change the numbers of likes on this video. If you haven't booped the like button yet, please do so now. And maybe in the future, I will talk about all the other tattoos on my body, even the ones down there. When you have a hard time accepting or loving what is, your ego is taking over, trying to control the situation. Like it would be a reality-altering God, only to find out that it's not only absolutely powerless, but also harmful to that situation you are in. Accepting what is doesn't mean that you take no action to change it, but it means that you're accepting the status quo. And it's much easier to change the status quo from a point of peace and calmness instead of a point of being stressful all the time because you cannot accept what is. This is what we call inspired action, and from that state, genius ideas are born, and you will find your true potential in it. A good way to start to calm your mind is to put yourself in a loving feeling. I made a short meditation for that, designed to listen to it for 21 days, to completely change your stressful inner talk. So click here, listen to it now, and I will see you in the next one.